This idea that Trump is blowing him out of the water is just not supported by the data. You love the Real Clear Politics average.
Yes,
it's within the margin of error. Look at the last 3 or 4 polls. Trump's up 2 in one, then it's tied in the other, then Biden's up 1 in the other. If you believe that Trump will win by 20 points of the black vote, I have many, many bridges to sell you. Or the youth vote. The guy had vanilla ice at his New Year's Eve party.
Got him.
The stock market is exploding. The jobless rate's down. Inflation is easing. Gas prices.
And the mad thing is, this wasn't even the best clip on Fox News this week. In case you missed it, they had a psychic on to predict Trump's chances in 2024. And, well...
Paula Roberts is the English psychic who is on set to give us a reading right now. I would like, Paula, for you to give me a reading on President Trump.
Just the one card.
One card.
One card. Let's do just one card. We like that one.
What is that?
I mean, I do recognize that I'm at Fox TV. I have a sense of loss. A sense of loss. But it's very specific. No, let me move on. It's a sense of loss. It's as if he may be thinking more about what he's lost and not still taking full advantage of what he still has.
That's a great interpretation, Paula.
It's true. It's true. I mean, I don't make it up.
But anyway, New Year, same diatribe from 4 out of the 5 Fox News primetime hosts. And today's subject matter addressed that pressing issue that every voter across the country is concerned about.
SPF?
Well, I blame his dermatologist, Dr. Jill. I believe she's the dermatologist. He looks like George Hamilton. You have to be able to take care of yourself if you're going to take care of the country. And the man just had skin cancer a year ago and then goes out and gets totally roasted in the sun. It's reckless.
That's right, when Fox isn't up in arms about how Anderson Cooper taking shots on air is an indictment of the Biden presidency.
Nothing is better under Joe Biden's America. Heck, even Anderson Cooper is doing shots on live television. And I think that speaks to both CNN's ratings as well as what's going on in America today.
Well, yeah.
They're discussing him tanning. Meanwhile, their frontrunner looks like this. But as the subject shifted to more semi-serious territory, resident Liberal voice Jessica Tarlov once again was on hand to try and reach that solemn viewer who hasn't sunk fully into the upside down of bigotry and hate just yet, by telling them the truth about the state of affairs under the Biden administration.
This idea that Trump is blowing him out of the water is just not supported by the data. You love the Real Clear Politics average.
Yes, it is.
It's within the margin of error. Look at the last 3 or 4 polls. Trump's up 2 in one, then it's tied in the other, then Biden's up 1 in the other. If you believe that Trump will win by 20 points of the black vote, I have many, many bridges to sell you. Or the youth vote. The guy had vanilla ice at his New Year's Eve party, and you think he's winning.
How dare you, Jessica?
How dare you defend
I have
that?
heard a lot from you over the years, but that will not stand.
Ice, ice, baby, you're losing the youth vote.
Yeah, but do you know what?
People all over our own airwaves, from the Wall Street Journal to people from the Biden campaign, talking about the economic record, talking about what Bidenomics has done for the average person. I mean, the Wall Street Journal ran editorials, ran reported pieces about all the optimism heading into it. The stock market is exploding. The jobless rate's down. Inflation is easing. Gas prices, we never talked about. Remember when you guys told me, drill, baby, drill. He won't drill. We're now producing more oil than any other country in history. 13.3 million barrels.
But they don't want to claim that as an accomplishment.
Yeah, no, they do. Listen to Jared Bernstein. He showed up. He was on Fox over the weekend. Why are you
Jared
laughing?
Bernstein.
What, a chief economic advisor? That's
Why doesn't the president say anything?
He shows
What did he
up
do today?
You can always tell she struck a nerve with her co-hosts when their groans and moans are all that is offered in return. You know, there's no retorts, no alternate facts even, just quiet. But as I've touched on in previous videos, it is not just Fox viewers that are cocooned off from these facts. Frustratingly, polls continue to show that Biden's economic record isn't reaching the masses it should.
The economy, sir, what's your outlook on the economy next year?
All good. Take a look. Start reporting it the right way.
Despite how many times my face matches my hair as I try to get the message across.
Chair of the White House Council of Economic Advisors laid out
an all-around defense of President Biden's economic policies over the past year. Bernstein pointed out there was no recession. The unemployment rate has been below 4% for 22 months in a row. And the price of gas is currently below $3 in 28 states across the U.S.
On a yearly basis, wages for mid-level workers have been beating prices for 9 months in a row. That's a trend, Mike, not a blip. Now, you reasonably ask, why isn't that reaching more Americans? Well, if we look at our two most closely watched measures of consumer sentiment, consumer confidence, they both rose big time in December. One was up 10%, the other a whopping 14%. Now, that's 1 month. That's not yet a trend. But it's certainly suggestive that the measures that this president is taking to help provide support and relief to families like the one he grew up in are working, and that people are starting to feel it.
And you know, part of the reason is instances like this, where thanks to the Inflation Reduction Act, insulin is capped and prescription drug prices are falling. But yet there's not a single mention of it on CNN even, nor the fact that Republicans unanimously voted against it.
Here with me now with the details. Meg, this is good news for a lot of people.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, these are initiatives that the drug makers, Sanofi, Novo Nordisk, and Eli Lilly started introducing last year, capping the copays, basically the out-of-pocket costs for people who need insulin at $35. Now, you can do this through coupons or various mechanisms. For the uninsured, it can be a little bit different for people with commercial insurance. But basically, this is expected to be good news across the board. And more than 8 million people in the United States rely on insulin to live. And according to the American Diabetes Association, a quarter of those people say that at one point in time, they've had to ration insulin because of how expensive it is. And that can have severe health consequences. In addition to the $35 cap on what patients have to pay out of pocket, the drug companies starting today have also dramatically reduced the actual list price of the medications by as much as 70%. So that's the actual price of the medication before insurance kicked in. And the reason they're doing that is this very complex system, essentially, that's ending up saving them money because of the way they pay rebates back to Medicaid.
That is interesting. I mean, the companies will do fine here. You don't have to worry about the drug companies, but these changes could be life-changing for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's the hope. And this list price change is really the real dramatic thing, just from a surprise in the way the drug industry works. And it's because the companies have raised the price of insulin so much over time. We have a graph we can show you here. This is from a congressional investigation, actually, showing you how those list prices have gone up over the decades. And because of that, they've had to pay bigger and bigger rebates back to Medicaid. Starting today, a change in the law would have actually made it so that they would be paying Medicaid for insulin if they hadn't reduced the prices. So reducing those list prices is going to save them hundreds of millions of dollars a year. But what's really most important is that folks should be able to better afford their insulin.
All right, that is good news. Make sure a Happy New Year to you. Thank you very much.
And that's a failure both on the journalistic side and messaging. So yeah, I'm going to keep highlighting these pockets of sanity from Tarlov and whoever else is bold enough to brave the lion's den to speak facts on things like the economy.
Because a lot of us feel like there is a lot of good economic news. Manufacturing jobs in my home state of Ohio, booming right now because of policies that the Biden administration put into place.
We talked about this last week or the week before about the economic record, and I'm not going to rehash all of it. I am just going to add that this week now, Goldman Sachs and Jim Cramer both saying, clear as day, we're not going to have this recession. It's like the red wave that never came. Around 2 points down in the averages there. There are a slew of polls, including swing state polls, where he's leading Donald Trump. And frankly, there is this denialism about what the last elections have said. Democrats won in 2020. Joe Biden did that by millions of votes on top of it, and the electoral
by suppressing a laptop. And
oh my God! You think that
the election.
Hunter Biden's penis pictures were going to sway this? It's unbelievable.
And who knows? I'm still waiting to hear back on my invite to go on and discuss it, but I'm sure I'll be waiting quite a while.
Thanks so much for watching. We're only a few subscribers short of 2 million subs. Please subscribe right now to the MeidasTouch YouTube channel for free and help us grow this unapologetically pro-democracy network.